Yep, Nebraska's undefeated.
Michigan
Bro,
is now.
Kansas freaking sucks.
Michigan is not undefeated anymore.
Not anymore.
Hey guys, welcome back to the stream.
Yes.
It's working.
Hopefully this will work a little better this time.
BYU versus the second half. We're still in the ad. We're still in ads waiting for the second half to start. So yeah, hold tight.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Oh,
folks.
yes.
We are back in Salt Lake City, Utah for the BYU Cougars versus the Utah Runnin Utes. This game is being played at the Huntsman Center.
Oh, man, we have a good one.
What a first half. AJ DeBonsa has been playing great basketball. Even though he's getting triple guarded every single time he touches the ball, right? Rob Wright, the third, he's leading BYU in points so far, which is usually the job of AJ DeBonsa. How do you feel about that? How do you feel that Rob Wright is scoring?
I actually feel great about that. I really would love AJ DeBonsa to kind of take over this game. But like BYU scored 45 points without AJ DeBonsa really doing AJ DeBonsa things, just because he's getting triple teamed, double teamed every time he touches the ball. So it just shows that BYU is able to still play without their leading scorer and play well, and that's a really good sign for the Cougs.
Yeah, and one thing that I haven't seen yet is AJ DeBonsa get in the paint and do his signature fadeaway. That is what he does best.
Yeah,
and he just cannot get in the paint. He's shooting from beyond the arc, and he's just can't get the ball in the paint where he needs it. But also the Utah Utes, they've also had a couple of good players. Terrence Brown, Don McHenry, they are stepping up for Utah. They are who we need. Here goes the second half. AJ DeBonsa swings to Rob Wright and then back to AJ. He takes it on the right side as Keba takes a couple of people down, and it looks like a foul is called on the ground.
That's James Okonkwo.
Okonkwo looks like he is going to get his third.
Yeah, foul? I think that's James Okonkwo's third foul. And BYU already getting calls early in this second half.
And that is already one foul on Utah in this first half. Pass it into Richie Saunders. He gets it to AJ DeBonsa down low, back to Richie at the top of the arc. He passes it to Davis, who swings it out to Rob Wright. He takes it into the middle. Here goes AJ for his signature shot, pulls up in the paint and scores for two.
And I really love that shot by AJ, mostly because earlier in that possession, he got double teamed and he was patient enough to pass out of it. And then he's able to get the ball back. So AJ's being really patient right now, which is good for the Cougs.
Yeah. Terrence Brown brings it in. He takes it straight down the middle, hesitates, gives it out to Okonkwo, who passes to Tyore, who shoots a three and misses. Rebound.
Not even close on that three.
Keba. He gets the ball out to Richie. Richie takes a three from the top of the arc and misses another three. Both teams are shooting threes and missing.
Even though Richie missed that three, he was wide open. I think Utah went under the screen when they should have gone over it.
Yep, Utah with the ball, swings it outside to the big man and is blocked by AJ DeBonsa. But before it is called a travel, number 8, Dawes, was going for a 3 and traveled.
Yeah, Dawes was open for 3, and at the last second, AJ is able to come over with his long arms. Dawes is like, maybe I shouldn't shoot this, but it was too late. So
took an extra step. Rob Wright takes the ball down the court, passes to AJ DeBonsa. He hesitates. Keba with the screen right side, pass back out to Davis, and then back to AJ DeBonsa, back to Davis. Davis for a long 3, shoots, and no good for the 3.
I know Davis missed that 3, but I'm really liking how AJ DeBonsa is being patient and playing his game. The Utes are kind of letting him shoot.
Oh gosh! Keba comes in with a massive block. Utah tries to take it for an easy layup, and Keba brings in a volleyball spike as Richie Saunders brings it down the court and goes coast to coast and has a nice easy layup underneath the basket.
And that's Richie Saunders' signature move right there. Richie Saunders probably pump faked 3 or 4 times before putting that up and in, and he did that a lot last season. It works really well for him.
So big block from Keda, nice easy layup for Saunders, and Utah has the ball, swinging it back and forth across the top. As Terrence Brown, their lead scorer, is passing it out. He gets it down to Don McHenry, and it looks like a foul on the ground is called, and it looks like it might be going against Richie Saunders. That might be his second foul. Let's see. Who did they get it on?
Oh, this is the block.
That's the block.
Keba is going to be in Terrence Brown's nightmares after that one. That was just horrible.
Wide open 3 from Utah. It rattles out. Offensive rebound by Utah, but it looks like a foul is called on Keba. Keba was wrestling the ball with Okonkwo, and it looks like Keba is going to be coming out with the foul.
Yeah, I really don't like that foul call. It looked like Keba had his hands on the ball, and the official didn't have a really good angle, but Keba was, with his athleticism, was just jumping right up above whoever had that ball. I don't really think he touched him, but from an official point of view, it probably did look like a foul. And looks like Keba really doesn't want to come out here.
Yeah.
Waving off whoever's trying to sub him in.
Keba has 3 fouls. He played for Utah in 2022 to 2024, 2 seasons for Utah. He has played against BYU a couple of times, and now he wants to stay in this game to play against his old arch team.
Keanu Dawes hits both the free throws. Good stroke for him.
45-49 is our score with 17 minutes left in the second half. AJ DeBonsa goes behind the back, takes a couple steps, does his signature little shot, and Keba comes in with a massive dunk. Keba has that athleticism to just get straight to the hoop.
Great job, too, by AJ DeBonsa there. I think he might have gotten away with an extra step just because that looked so smooth. But Keda with the cleanup. Great job on the offensive glass.
Yeah, and it's just awesome that AJ DeBonsa is able to get into his spot as a turnover from Utah, passed straight to AJ
This
DeBonsa.
could be fun. Oh.
And Richie goes up and under for a reverse layup, and it looks like this is going to be a timeout Utah, 53-45, the biggest lead of the night. BYU by 8 with 16 minutes and 53 seconds left in the second half. Wide open pass to AJ DeBonsa.
I know. I was about to say, I love that Richie Saunders makes that layup there, but AJ DeBonsa could have had a party with that ball.
Yeah. Right here, we see here is AJ's miss, and then Keba just going down with 2 hands. Awesome. Here's Richie going up and under for 2 points. Richie just doing Richie things, Love to see it.
Great start to the half by BYU. I think their defensive intensity has just gone up a notch completely.
Mm-hmm.
Utah has not really been able to drive to the hoop as well. And then when they have, BYU is just reaching for that ball over and over and over again, hands in, and they're not really fouling too, which I really like.
Yeah. One of the things we mentioned in our halftime report was that AJ DeBonsa needs to get into the paint, and we've seen that a little bit. He started from the 3 in the first half, and it looks like we're getting to the free throw line, and he's now 1 and 2 for his signature move, his nice fadeaway in the paint. But it'll be interesting to see how that progresses the rest of this game.
Yeah, and AJ DeBonsa has just been so good. I think this entire game, besides maybe one unwise just pull up 3 that wasn't good, he's taken what the defense has given him. And if he's needed to pass the ball out, he's passed the ball out. everyone, and they haven't really doubled and triple teamed AJ DeBonsta as much as they did in that first half. And DeBonsta's getting to his spots, and I'm pretty confident that he's going to do what he needs to do in the second half.
Yeah, AJ already has 13 points. He still has plenty of time for the second half. He averages lately about 24 points. On the season, he's averaging 23 points. He's just a great player, and it's good to see him getting going in this second half. Utah was talking pregame that they wanted to shut down AJ DeBonsta, but they also need to shut down Rob Wright. They also need to shut down Richie Saunders and Kennard Davis. Gabe McCade is starting to get a little bit of fire in him. He's got 3 fouls, but it's kind of getting interesting to see how Utah's going to approach this defense when so many players can
I'm really interested to see how Utah is going to approach these next 3 minutes, and BYU too, because BYU has been significantly better in the second half after they've been able to go in to the locker room, make some adjustments, figure out what they want to do differently on defense, figure out how they want to do things differently on offense, and BYU has just played so much better in the second half, and it's already now an 8-point lead. BYU wants to just keep getting this lead bigger and bigger, and the way it's going right now, I don't think Utah is going to be able to stop it.
Yeah, Utah has led by the biggest lead of 9 in this game, but now BYU is up 8 with a chance to increase this lead, and it will be the biggest lead of the game for either teams. This is not a good situation to be in if you are the Runnin Utes. You are at home, but you got to keep staying in the game. You got to stay out of foul trouble. Already 1 foul called from Utah. As we saw in the first half, there's 11 fouls called for the entire Utah offense. You don't want to see BYU getting into the bonus this early into the game.
Yeah, and just the last thing I'll say right before we get back to this game is that BYU's intensity, I think, has just gone up not 1 notch, but multiple notches. The biggest thing for me, Keba just angrily waving. I don't want to come out. I just don't. As we get back to this game here.
Yeah, here's Utah. Brown dishes the ball out to McHenry, back to Brown, back to McHenry. He drives, hesitates, passes it back to Terrence Brown. He goes in the middle, guarded by Richie Saunders, and it is short off the front iron. Offensive board by Keba. Outlet pass to AJ DeBonsta. He takes it on the left side, goes in for a nice layup.
Beautiful. Oh, man, the intensity on the defensive end there, too. And Keba ripped that ball away from Richie Saunders. He was really in this game.
Yep, 10-point lead, 55-45 with 16 minutes left in the game. Utah with the ball, they're just passing around. They just keep giving the ball back to Terrence Brown, and he is not doing anything with the ball. He's their best scorer, and he can't get to the hoop.
This defensive intensity is insane, and I think a lot of it has to do with Keba being in there in the lane.
Turnover, Utah, pass to Richie Saunders. He takes it down, hesitates, might have got away with the travel there. And
I love this from Richie Saunders. Richie Saunders, just probably the most patient basketball player I've ever seen just in the paint. Waits for 2 or 3 seconds, almost get a 3-second violation waiting to put up that layup.
Yep, Terrence Brown brings the ball down the court for Utah, passes it to Dawes, back to Terrence Brown.
I don't think the Utes have gotten in the paint in the last couple of the possessions.
Yep, and that is a good shot for Terrence Brown. He's leading the Utah Utes for scoring in this game and for the whole season. It's kind of interesting to see how he's been shut down. Keba goes in the middle. Nice pass by Rob Wright. Gets the ball to Keba, and he goes for 2.
A little bit of a mismatch there. I think someone switched because Sadeu Traore was on Keba, and Keba had an easy shot there.
3 from Utah, long off the backboard. Defensive rebound from Wright out to, or not to Wright, Davis. He passes the ball to Wright. Wright airballs a layup. Keba dives on the ground, tosses the ball at a Utah player's face, but
doesn't work. Went off Wright.
It went right off of Wright.
And I know BYU didn't score on that possession, but pretty much every other time, BYU is really just getting whatever they want on the offensive end, and really on the defensive end too. This could turn into a blowout if Utah doesn't change something soon.
Yep. And speaking of the big 3, interesting statistic just got flashed on the screen. Richie Saunders, Rob Wright and AJ Debonsa, all with 15 points. Actually, I'm pretty sure one of them has 13, but they're all around 15 points. The big three, they are keeping BYU in this game. It is 59-47, and we are going to a timeout.
Yeah, Richie has 13 points. But what impresses me is the efficiency. Rob Wright, 6 for 11. Richie Saunders, not super efficient, 6 for 13. But then AJ Debonsa, 4 for 8. BYU, the big three, like they're getting to their spots and they're getting what they want. And they're making a decent amount of their shots, which is pretty good.
And it's been cool to see Richie Saunders, like you mentioned. He gets underneath the hoop. He stands there. He moves his legs all the way around. He's moving his entire body. He's moving the ball, right? And then somehow each time he's able to get an up and under layup. It is amazing how he can go up with his left hand, with his right hand, and make layups on either side of the hoop.
Yeah, and I don't know what was said in the locker room or what happened, but Keba Keita is now a man possessed. He is doing everything and anything he can to, one, get the ball and make sure that Utah doesn't get the ball in the hoop. He's just working like a beast right now, and it's really fun to see.
Yeah, and kind of a fun fact for Keba Keita, he leads BYU in blocks and rebounds, and he is not afraid to get his hands dirty. He dives on the ground. Earlier in the season, he was concussed in one of the games because he was diving for a ball. He is one of those players that is willing to be super physical and go after the ball and just, try to get his hands dirty. He sets screens. He rolls to the basket. He gets rebounds. I can see Keba Keita being a force to reckon with. But the only problem is he is in foul trouble. He has 3 fouls. I guess that's not necessarily trouble. But at this point in the game, you do not want to have 3 fouls.
And it doesn't always show up on the stat sheet what Keba Keita does for this BYU team, but he's just so big for this team. But like you said, three fouls. I wouldn't expect him to be out of this timeout, as we've got to be coming pretty close to the game.
Keba also averages about 7.2 points a game, and he's already got 7 in this game. I could see him adding some more onto this night's total.
Yeah, and I could too. Utah isn't the tallest team. They're actually one of the smallest teams in the Big 12 in terms of height. They don't have a single player over 6'9". And Keba Keita, he's 6'8", but he's got hops. Like anyone. You name someone, he can out-jump him. So I think going to Keita, even though he's probably not the best paint scorer in the world, can be a huge advantage for this BYU team.
Yeah. One more problem coming from the Utah Utes part is they have only got 2 people that can really get to the hoop. It's Brown and it is McHenry. They're the only people that are really getting points.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I watching earlier Utes stuff this year as BYU almost gets a steal there. Traore, Dawes, like they love to go to the hoop. BYU is just denying him right now.
BYU stopping them with that big body. Utah to inbound pass.
The Utes have only scored 4 points in this half so far. It's been 5 minutes.
Saunders to pass the ball in. He's holding the ball for a while. Almost gets called for a 5-second rule. And they finally get the ball out to Abby. Abby gets the ball knocked away by Davis. Davis out on Brown. Brown passes it around. Utah brings it in for a nice jumper, but it's hard off the iron. And Utah with the offensive rebound and putback. That is the new guy.
Josh Hayes.
Yeah,
BYU played great defense for 25 seconds. And then the rebound just falls to Hayes.
Yeah, that's the first turnover BYU. Davis's pass got knocked around, and Utah comes with another fast break score. Rob Wright brings the ball down the court on the left side.
Utah really needed that. Needs to get the crowd back in it.
Gets a screen, passes it to a wide open Richie Saunders, who absolutely rains a 3. 62-51. BYU on top with 13 minutes left in the game.
Richie Saunders was open, and you don't want to leave him open. I'll just say that.
Well, Keba was also open. what happened was Rob was bringing the ball down, Kaba dropped, and they found Richie in the corner. Utah gets the ball around out to Brown, and he gets a jumper to go.
Utah's going to need a lot more of that if they want to get back into this game. Brown, probably their best pure scorer, so he needs to step up for this team.
Right, brings the ball down, gives it to AJ. AJ drives in, brings it back out. He hesitates, calls for a one-on-one, and goes straight to the hoop. Foul is called on the ground on Dawes.
Pretty good defense by Dawes there. AJ couldn't get past him the first time. But then on that second drive, Dawes just gets a little too handsy, and AJ is able to get the foul.
Brown checks out of the game for the University of Utah, and same with Dawes. These are both of some of their best players. I don't know who's going to score for the University of Utah now that Brown is out. Pass into AJ Devanza. He goes down. He's double teamed, and the ball is stripped away from him. But Utah turns it over immediately, gives it to Keita, who absolutely hammers it home. Gets a nice little high five underneath the hoop from AJ Devanza. And you are right. He is an animal.
Keita was just left there alone because of a really bad outlet pass that Richie Saunders was able to intercept. And really, you just can't do that.
9 blocks, 6 rebounds as a jumper from Utah drops. It is 64-55 with 12 minutes left in the second half. Rob Wright brings the ball down the court.
Give credit to Utah. They've done a really good job out of the timeout getting points.
Yeah, double team on Rob Wright, gives it to AJ. AJ swings it to Saunders. Saunders swings it to a wide open Wright who misses the 3, and Utah comes down with the rebound. Utah coming fast.
Man, Wright's going to want that one back because he was wide open.
Yep. Kaba goes up for the block, and a foul is called on the ground.
I think that was called on Kaba on the shot.
On who?
On Kaba. Kaba gets up, and it looked like I'm going to want to see the replay. I don't know how much of a foul that was, but anytime a defensive player jumps up that high and the guy going up for a shot gets hit, lots of times it can be a foul.
Mm-hmm. And that is the under 12-minute timeout, and we'll take that timeout too.
Yep.
Okay, guys, welcome back. We are starting back the game after the foul from Keba with 12 minutes left to go in the second half, 64-55. What are your thoughts about that foul on Keba?
Oh man, that's huge. I feel like Keva has just been the guy who's brought the energy for BYU here in the second half, and now he has 4 fouls. He's going to have to sit for a while, and hopefully Abdullah can keep it up for BYU.
Yeah.
Keep that intensity up.
Yeah, one thing about Abdullah is everyone thinks that he is a crazy player because he's coming from the G League. It's not necessarily true. We haven't really seen much from him lately. He does have a great kind of aura on the court. He's able to get blocks, and it looks like he's going to be in the game as Keita is going to be sitting in the first half. We have AJ out there with Richie. We have Russ. That's how you say it, right?
Russ, yeah.
Russ and yeah, that's our lineup for BYU.
McHenry makes 1 of 2 free throws.
64-56 for BYU with 11:45. The pass to Debansa, the screen from Ahmed. Debansa takes it at the top, passes it to a wide open Richie. It was a pretty bad pass, but he takes it in for a layup, and it bounces in
and one.
Give it to him. Big boy in the building.
Richie Saunders taking over here in the second half. I think he's had 10 points here in the second half.
Yeah, Richie with 18. The big 3 is consistently making more buckets. A foul on Utah, and I think that's the 4th foul of the half. Utah's got to be careful because they're going to start getting into bonus here pretty soon.
Yeah, and on that foul, I don't really know what Hayes was doing there. He had his hands straight up, but he just pushed his lower body right into Richard Saunders. Really didn't do anything to affect his shot, and Richie made it anyway.
Yep. Made free throw by Richie Saunders, and we have 6-7.
Did Richie not make that
56.
shot?
No, it was an N1.
I think the score should be 69-56.
Really?
I think that's going to get updated soon. But
well, 67-56 is our score
as of the moment
listed for us. Utah, Braun is back in for Utah. He has the ball at the top. They pass it out to McHenry, who puts up a shot, and it is not good. Offensive board from Ahmed. Oh, go ahead.
I think that Utah is going to start going to McHenry here. He's their bucket getter when they really need something, as Maruss tries a 3 from the corner.
No good, but great hustle by Richie Saunders, who goes underneath a couple of guys and gets the offensive rebound, gets it back out to Maruss, who passes to AJ Debansa.
Go to work.
He goes straight to his sweet spot and makes it.
Really
AJ
nice
Debansa loves that spot. He loves just pulling up right at the free throw line and making a bucket. 69-56 for the BYU Cougars.
Great job by AJ right there.
Terrence Brown brings the ball down the middle, passes outside to Saunders, who drains a 3 for Utah. 69-59.
And I think I was wrong on that score change earlier. I think this is the correct score.
Ahmed passes the ball to AJ. AJ tests the defense a little bit. He calls for a screen, gets double teamed, takes it in anyways, and makes the bucket.
AJ Saunders AJ Debansa started to take over here. I really like it.
Well, I mean, AJ was being guarded by Saunders on the Utah. Terrence Brown brings the ball, passes it outside for Utah for another 3. It is hard. Breaks out, offensive rebound for Saunders. He brings the ball down. He takes it, drives in the middle, gets it knocked around, gets it back out to Wright, who gets it to Ahmed. Ahmed takes a couple of dribbles, passes the ball out to AJ, but it gets stolen, and Utah takes on the other end, blocked by BYU, but it looks like it's going to be a foul call instead of a block.
Yeah, really not a good pass by Ahmed there, but a great job by BYU. BYU is playing really quick right now. And I think it's sort of speeding up Utah, which they don't really want to do. Utah's taking a couple of quick shots, and that's not really their game.
It was a pretty lazy pass from Ahmed. It's kind of readable. Utah knows that they're going to get the ball to AJ Debansa. AJ Debansa is always calling for it, and he's the one who's scoring. So it's no wonder that ball gets stolen. BYU needs to be a little bit more careful with this ball, as the first shot from Utah is good.
Yeah, Kennard Davis is going to come back in here and hopefully provide a defensive spark as BYU's given up a decent amount of points since, oh my gosh, as Ahmed steps in the lane again, and his timing is just completely off. I think that's his third time today.
Third time today that he's jumping a little bit too early. He gets called again for a lane violation. 71-61 is our score with 9 minutes left in the second half. Rob Wright gets the ball, swings it outside to a wide open Davis who shot fakes, gives it to Ahmed. Ahmed misses the layup, and it looks like Utah stepped on the baseline, and it is going to be BYU ball. Saunders was reaching for that ball and just couldn't get his feet inbound.
Yeah, there's just two Utah players going for that ball. They kind of both hit it at the same time, and they knocked it out of bounds. BYU ball.
Keba Keita is looking like a villain on the sideline, wanting to get back in this game but can't. Russ, the pass into AJ. AJ dribbles a couple of times, gets double teamed, passes out to Russ.
Swing the ball.
Russ back to AJ.
Missed an opportunity there.
AJ gets double teamed again, back to Russ, swings it to Rob Wright. Rob Wright mishandles the ball, but takes it straight down the middle for a nice and easy layup, but it is out, and Utah has the ball. They're pushing it very quickly. Russ gets in front of a guy, and Davis tried to get a block from the behind. It looked like a foul, but nothing was called. 63-71 is our score. Coming back the other way is Rob Wright, and he gets a layup. BYU and Utah are running the court back and forth.
Yeah, really quick. I'm sure these officials are not having fun. Maybe going up and down and up and down.
Yeah, Richie Saunders is to check into the game on the next dead ball. Utah brings the ball in straight down the middle. It looks like a finger from Ahmed, but they get a bucket to drop 65-73.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the difference between Ahmed and Keita there. I think Keita probably gets up and blocks that shot, but Ahmed's just a little too late.
AJ throws the ball away, trying to get the ball to Russ, but it is picked off by the Utah defense.
I think Utah kind of baited them into that one there.
Yeah, the steal from McHenry, and McHenry gets a shot to go. Foul on Russ. It is an and one opportunity, 73-67. 8 minutes left in the second half.
Yeah, like you said, and one right here. And I know Keba Keita has 4 fouls, but the difference in this game when he's in and when he's out is just so huge. I think BYU's got to consider bringing him into the game at this point, even with 8 minutes left.
Yeah. One thing you got to watch out is the fans are starting to get back into this game as the shot is made by McHenry. 68-73, 8 minutes left. Fans are standing up, getting loud, and they're on their feet. BYU calls a timeout, and it looks like they want to talk this over.
Yeah, I'm really not impressed by this BYU little spurt. Everything they had been doing on offense, working the ball around, doing all that stuff, kind of went away, and then Utah just kept being able to get into the paint and finish in there. So BYU is going to talk this over, and I think they'll be ready after the media timeout.
Yeah. Well, one thing I want to talk about is Ahmed. BYU can get a lot of hate for signing Ahmed onto the team. Ahmed's a great player. Like, he's a great backup. Definitely he's no Keba. But one thing that has been pretty interesting is the headlines that you'll get on ESPN. BYU has an NBA player.
Yeah.
You'll see Baylor, Louisville, BYU, a couple other schools, they have these G League players. One thing that they are allowing is if you have never played time in the NBA and you are still in the age of eligibility, they will let you play NCAA ball. Now, Ahmed is one of these players who wants to become a better player. He has said openly multiple times in interviews that he wants to play on the NBA level. And I think Coach Young is one of these coaches that can get Ahmed to that level and into the NBA.
Yeah, and I can definitely see why people are frustrated about players coming and playing, especially for Baylor, like you were talking about. James Nnaji or Anaj or whatever it is, he was drafted in the first round a couple of years ago, ended up only playing in the G League, never actually played an NBA game. Now he's at Baylor. That can be frustrating for teams, especially if you have to go out and play that team. It can seem unfair, but yeah, giving players the chance to go back to college to improve their game, I think that's good for basketball.
Yeah, and some people are saying it's going to ruin basketball, but it's not like you're seeing Ahmed throwing down some 360 dunks over these players, right?
Well, why are we hating on Ahmed? Come on.
Okay, not Ahmed, but any G League player, you're not seeing them going into the game and just absolutely destroying teams by like getting 70 points in the game, right? We're seeing players like Richie Saunders, AJ DeBonsa, potential players that could be drafted number 1 overall, being way better than these G League players. And so I think some people are being a little too dramatic when it comes to the headlining.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be really interesting for the next couple of years. Well, yeah, for the next couple of years, especially to see kind of how this plays out. Because I could definitely see a G League player that's never played in the NBA decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to go back to college. I can probably get more NIL money.
Oh, yeah.
Than I'm getting here in the G League. Like I could see that happening. Like you think maybe I want to go back and get my degree and also play college basketball. Like I feel like this could potentially become maybe a pretty big part of college basketball.
Mm-hmm. But only time will tell. We are still in the timeout, but it looks like we're going to be coming right back to it in a few moments. We will be back with you as soon as the game is underway. Our current score is TBD. I actually forgot it. I had it on
73 to 68.
73-68.
Yeah, BYU ball, and here we go.
Here we go.
7:58 left in this game. BYU up by 5 points. I think maybe the biggest storyline for the rest of this game is going to be when will Keba Keita rejoin this BYU squad on the floor, because he's had such a big impact. It doesn't look like he's in yet.
Looks like we still have Ahmed, Richie, Rob Wright. Passes to Richie Saunders. He takes it in, makes a couple of jabs, gets a foul called, and that is a foul against Okonkwo, who has his 3rd or 4th, or maybe they
I think they got that on Traore. Great job by Richie Saunders, just going right to the hoop and forcing Traore to play some physical defense on him, and Traore gets the foul. I think this is going to be Richie Saunders and AJ DeBonsta time, as Richie misses the first free throw.
First free throw is no good. 73-68. 7 minutes left in the second half.
Richie's the guy you want on the line, though. He's so clutch. I think he made over 20 free throws in a row last season during BYU's 9-game winning streak, and a couple of those were really, really big. So you trust Richie at the line here.
Yeah, 74-68. Richie and Rob Wright III are both 2 players that shoot the best from free throw. As Utah brings the ball, Don McHenry gets the ball knocked away by Ahmed. Could have been goaltending, but Ahmed knocks the ball away.
That was hard to see.
Gets a clean block, and it looks like they're going to give.
They did call goaltending.
They call goaltending, and it looks like they are going to challenge it. Ahmed jumps up. What the rule is here is if the ball touches the backboard before he touches the ball,
it's goaltending.
It's goaltending. If he touches the ball as the ball is touching the glass, it's goaltending. But if he can touch the ball and he is the one who hits the ball into the glass, that is something that can be overturned. And Ahmed is pretty sure that that was a block. He blocked the ball and started running to the sideline, taps Coach Young on the shoulder and says, "Challenge that ball. I got a block, Coach. Challenge that."
Yeah, and even though from what we saw, it looked like I think he got that block. It didn't look like it touched the backboard. But Rob Wright totally got beat on that play.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't want to see that. But we'll see what the officials think. We're looking at a replay again here.
Replay.
Ahmed, good job getting over. And I think he clearly got the ball before it touched the backboard. But we'll see.
It's hard to tell, but impressive that he's able to get up there, block the ball, and they get an offensive rebound over 2 Ute players.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of different angles now. I'm almost certain that this is going to be overturned.
All 3 officials are huddled around the desk. The Utah fans are getting a little rowdy. They're getting excited. You can kind of be.
I'd be excited. Right? If I was at this game, I'm going to be so hyped up.
70,
and Abdullah's not gonna like watching this tape. Ahmed, because he's just been moving so much at the foul line, almost jumped over again.
You do not want that. Davis picks the ball or picks up Terrence Brown at the top of the key. Terrence Brown with the ball, hesitates, passes outside to Traore, back to Brown. Brown brings the ball in, passes it back out to Traore. Traore passes out. Utah is getting the ball around, just trying to get a shot up and to get a shot up. And Terrence Brown is able to get a 2-pointer to go.
Pretty good defense by BYU, but Brown was open for that 20-foot jumper, and he knocks it down.
Brown averages 21 points a game, and he's already got 21 tonight, 76-72. As AJ gets triple teamed, pass out to Boscovich, who misses a 3, offensive board for Richie Saunders, and a foul is called. Richie will be shooting 2.
Yeah, that's a scenario where someone's got to call, because I can't remember who it was, running behind Richie for 3 or 4 seconds. Or sorry, not Richie. Someone's running behind AJ DeBonsta for 3 or 4 seconds, and no one said anything.
Yeah, no one said anything.
Ball's tapped out right to Boscovich and goes to Richie. I think the officials might have missed that because it looked like a clean block, and Richie misses his first free throw. I can guarantee there's a bunch of Utes fans in the crowd saying, "Ball don't lie."
Yeah, 76-72. Everyone in the arena is getting on their feet, getting ready to cheer on their Runnin Utes at home. 76-72 with 6 minutes left. And the second free throw is bad, but BYU gets an offensive rebound, throws the ball out to AJ. AJ gets it to Davis.
Come on!
Wide open. Misses it. Offensive rebound for BYU. BYU gets it knocked around by Ahmed, and it is a foul on the ground on number.
That's Keanu Dawes.
It is on Dawes.
Yeah, and Ahmed, that's going to be bonus for BYU, so Ahmed's going to go to the line for 1-1.
And Dawes is going to be sitting with 4 fouls, 76-72.
Man, really frustrating, though. Richie Saunders missing 3 of his last 4 free throws. You don't really see that often.
Ahmed is going back to the line. He's going to be shooting a 1-1. BYU is now in the bonus.
Big shot for Ahmed here.
First shot is no good.
Off the back iron, Ahmed can't get it to go.
Bounces around. Utah is really speeding this game up. They've got a wide open guy in the corner, and BYU looks a little discombobulated.
Well, this is what we expected from a huge rivalry game. BYU-Utah is going to come down to the wire.
Yep. BYU gives it to Dawes, and it is blocked by Ahmed, but a foul is called.
Looks like it's on Ahmed.
On Ahmed.
Is that his 4th?
I think so. Ahmed, 4 fouls. Kate has 4 fouls. Ahmed just goes up there.
Oh, it might be that might have been on Boscovich. Hopefully it was, because that would probably be his first. And Ahmed, pretty clean block, but Boscovich gets a lot of body. Huge
2 free throws for Utah. 76-72. First one is a make. On 76-73.
I think Kevin Young should be thinking about putting Keita Kava back in, but he's still on the bench.
Davis checks out of the game.
Second free throw is missed. I think it was Wright.
Wright checks back into the game. Wright brings the ball down the court. BYU is 12 for 19 on free throws tonight, which is not as good as they normally are. Wright gets the ball to AJ DeBonsta. He goes to the sweet spot, swings it outside, gets it to Boscovich. Boscovich shoots a 3, gets it to Saunders, who gets an offensive rebound.
Another offensive rebound from Richie Saunders. He's been at the glass on almost, I feel like, every missed 3. And BYU's offense just not really flowing right now, but Richie able to get a layup down there in the lane.
Yep. Utah with the ball, and it looks like it is a turnover on Utah, stepping on.
I think he traveled.
I couldn't see the call from the ref.
I think he traveled. He took a couple of steps and then dribbled the ball, and you can't do that.
But look at Richie Saunders. That is back-to-back possessions from BYU where they haven't gotten a good shot off, and he's running after the ball, getting offensive rebounds. He is playing like his head is cut off.
Richie Saunders is putting in 110% in this game right now, and it's showing with all these offensive rebounds.
Wright brings the ball down, and he gets hit pretty hard by Brown, but Wright goes straight to the hoop and gets a nice lay-in, 80-73 with under 5 minutes left to go in this game.
And you love that shot from Wright because he's missed it a couple times, but he's so confident in himself that he's able to make that tough layup.
Brown cooks a couple of BYU defenders. It gets a wide open three to Utah. Utah hits a big three, 80-76 with 4 minutes left in the game.
Kendall Sanders with his second three of the game, and it's a really big one.
Rob Wright gets it to AJ Bonso, who absolutely throws it down, but it looks like there's a whistle called on the ground.
They got that.
This shot is no good.
Sato Traore on the drive, and AJ is going to get a 1-and-1.
Traore is called for another foul. That's either 3 or 4 for him. He is going to, looks like, check out of the game, and number 32 for Utah checks in.
Yeah, and what you don't want to do in this game is lose because you can't hit free throws. So AJ needs to step it up. There's 4 minutes and 13 seconds. It's a 4-point game. DeBonsta needs to show him why he's the number 1 pick in the draft and knock down these free throws. And he missed it.
Misses it. For some reason, it looks like he thought he was going to get 2 free throws. He didn't even move at the line. Brown brings the ball down for the Runnin Utes. He gets a screen up top. Davis guarding him. Utah swings at the ball, couple back out to Brown. Brown working on Saunders. Gets a nice pass down low to the big man, and it is a dunk by Dawes. 78-80. BYU only leads by 2 with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left, and everybody is on their feet wearing red.
That's probably the best pass I've seen all night from anyone. Just found Dawes, put in the perfect spot. AJ's going to get fouled.
AJ gets fouled, and he goes to the line. AJ's pretty upset that he's getting fouled. He's going to be shooting again, and everyone from Utah is on their feet, and we were going to take this timeout with 3 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game, 80-78 for BYU.
Yeah, this is going to be our last media timeout, and BYU needs to make some free throws. After this, they're going to be in the double bonus, so these 1-and-1s won't hurt them anymore. But I haven't been impressed as without me realizing Kavaketa checked back in. So we've got, I think, was that Kavaketa checked in?
That Kavaketa is going to be checking in.
Yeah.
It looks like.
So BYU needs to lock in these last 4 minutes. Let's take a break.
Well, before we take a break, I just want to say, impressive pass by Brown. Feeds the ball to Dawes, and Dawes gets a massive dunk. That's not something that you want to see at BYU. But we'll take a break now.
Getting deja vu from last year. Hopefully, you can pull it out.
See what happens in the next 3 minutes of the game. BYU leads by 2 points. And we're back. We do want to shout out our number 1 listeners, the family. Shout out for
Let's go.
watching the game. I know you guys are a bunch of Utah fans, but this is a BYU broadcast, and
I forgot that.
Yeah, they're all Utah fans except for my brothers. So shout out to the brothers for being BYU fans. Grew up in a Utah household, What can I say? That's why this game runs so deep.
Whether you're a Utah fan or a BYU fan, you're enjoying this right now.
Okay, here's 2 shots from AJ DeBanza, who's missed a
potentially
couple.
2. It's a 1-1.
Oh,
and it rolls in. AJ DeBanza.
AJ DeBanza is
huge.
The first player, not the first player. I'm sorry. He is one of the players who gets let me just retry that. AJ DeBanza now has 9 games in a row with 20+ points, and he misses.
The second free throw. BYU, dude, they could be killed by free throws here.
81-78. Brown brings the ball to the top, guarded by DeBanza. Switch to Richie. Switch to Davis, and Davis gets called for. Nonetheless, he gets called for.
Really, really physical take there from Terrence Brown. He knew where he wanted to go. He got right to the rim. I didn't really see a foul on Kennard Davis Jr. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. Big free throws here for Terrence Brown.
2 shots from Terrence Brown, 81-78, and the first